Welcome to Tush Twins, heard exclusively on MalcolmPresents.com, a streaming platform heard around the world and beyond. And I think we have some of the beyond people here. I'm
That's
Malcolm Berman, your zookeeper,
yeah. Where
and and the redhead is Paula, and the lady, what kind of
Rusty?
cap are you wearing, Max?
I am wearing a polo Ralph Lauren cap,
Oh,
which was given to me by my daughter-in-law to be Sarah. So
Yay.
uh I've gotten a lot of polo shirts,
polo shirts,
polo hats, polo shirts, polo I mean
polo horses.
you got polo horses, all that stuff. And the interesting
Max,
part is that
you're shrinking down.
You're shrinking
I'm
down.
shrinking down.
Yeah,
How's that?
That's
better.
more better.
More
Okay.
better.
So anyway,
Ugh.
yeah, I'm
Uh,
usually have my headphones and I'm usually in a different room, but it is so freaking hot that the room I usually am in, and I gotta get that air conditioner in, only has a fan and it's blowing hot air.
I know a lot of people
There's
that
enough
blow
hot
hot
air
air.
on this show, right?
right, that's what we do on the show, blow hot air.
Blow hot air. So
Yeah, there was some hot air blowing
If we
someplace
were if we
else
were on
today.
Johnny Carson show, we'd say, "And how hot is it?"
It
it's
is so hot.
that
My
my
buns got cooked.
it's so hot that my feet got stuck in the pavement and I couldn't pull them out.
Well,
Uh,
that's what they have with pets. They say, "Don't take pets out for a walk."
no.
No, I only take her right in front with the grass and right back in till tonight when it cools, when the sun goes down.
It's still in the hundreds.
No, it's right now. I'm looking at my thing. It says temperature. That's weird. What is the temperature? Oh, 96.
I'm
Only
95.
96. That's
Got 95. Nice.
96. And it says temps to rise.
Jesus. I
I
mean,
don't want it to get any hot. It's supposed to be beautiful this week, and tomorrow's going to be in the 70s, 60s on Friday. And I'm going into the city on Friday.
Hmm.
what are you
And
doing in the
then
city?
Well, first of all, I'm going with my husband. We're going down to Little Italy. We're going to walk around for a little bit. Then we're going to a special dinner with the 99th Floor Club.
Oh,
And I'm very
you know what
excited.
day that is, Malcolm?
At the what?
The pot
The
dinner.
90, I'm going
Oh,
for a
The cannabis
cannabis
dinner
dinner.
is
It's legal. It's and it's 5-course meal with a glass of wine
of course.
and a cocktail to start with. And the menu looks so phenomenal. But they tell you do not drive after. So we're not. We're taking the bus back, taking the car service back to whatever, Uber back to the bus. And then I have my housekeeper picking us up at 10 o'clock, 10:30.
Didn't
oh
you rent
boy.
a limo one time? A few years ago?
Yes, we did. Yes. But this time we decided we're going to take the bus. Don't ask me why. We're taking the bus. Because last time it took us, know what? It took us 2.5 hours just from the Lincoln Tunnel down to Little Italy. It was ridiculous. So this
I hope
time we're taking the subway down.
I hope they have a bathroom on the bus.
No. Oh, the
No,
bus is only an hour and a half, hour and 40
but
minutes.
still.
No, but no.
Which one was it Continental or Greyhound that was take this bus and leave the driving to us?
That's
Which
whatchamacallit,
one was that?
Continental.
Was
No, it's
it
Greyhound. It's Greyhound.
Greyhound, right?
Yeah.
And Max, you're sinking into the.
Yes, you keep sinking into the
I'm I'm
couch.
I'm just moving this, so I mean,
You're making me seasick.
well, because it's on my knee, so
Uh,
I get
and guys,
motion sickness.
you're not seeing it live. You're just seeing it recorded, but we're doing it live
we're doing it live on tape.
on tape.
I'm live.
How live are we?
Am I
We
live?
we
Well,
didn't
every
even do
day.
our opening.
I remember one of the last times I was in New York City, which was actually happened to be like 94.
Oh my
When,
God.
no,
Wow, that's a long time
it was
ago.
sort of, it was 96 because my son was like a year old, and it was my uh, niece's wedding. And when we got in, we heard the weather report that said, "Do not go out, dangerous." It was like, 110 degrees in Central Park.
Whoa,
I don't,
that's,
what is that ever really 110 degrees
I
in
don't
Central
know.
Park?
I
It
don't
was
think
over 100.
so.
I don't think so.
It could have been 102, 103. I make 110 a round number.
102, 3 and 110 are two very different numbers
Nah,
there.
not to me.
Yes, they are.
Well,
But
yesterday it was 102, I think, in Central Park or
it was
something.
103 in Newark, New Jersey. We only got up to 99.
We got 99 also.
You didn't make the 100 mark.
We didn't,
No, but 99 is still bad.
Right.
it's hot.
Hot.
It's
Uh,
hot.
because we're in a heat dome, you
We're
know?
in heat wave,
We're
tropical heat
yeah, I
wave.
sent that to somebody in LA and I wrote in the thing, I said, it's so ridiculously hot. And then I went, we're having a heat wave, a tropical heat wave.
It's
Temperatures
ridiculous.
rising. Yeah, what?
It isn't surprising. I
Well,
can, can, can.
actually, we're going up, but we were have great weather. I'm not going to tell you the temperature because you'll kill me.
Well,
It's
you're in the 60s, 70s?
70s.
Yeah, that's what
And
it should be.
going up to the low 80s. But we had a earthquake,
Feel the earth move.
well, 2.7.
We got bigger one by
Yeah.
us. We got
But it
4.7.
happened right in Sherman Oaks where I live.
Oh boy. So you felt it.
Pshaw,
No, but
pshaw.
it was a weird earthquake because I was seated outside, and all I felt was like somebody, when someone drops a heavy weight, go boom,
Mm-hmm.
boom. That's all I
Oh,
felt
that's
in
it.
my butt.
Blah, blah.
We felt more, was it last June? When did we have the earthquake
It
here?
was this year. No, it was in
No, I think it was last year. Or I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
remember. All I know is it is so the earthquake, everyone's going, oh my God, this is the biggest earthquake. Oh my God. And I went, nah, it's an earthquake. I've been in bigger ones.
We've been in some
Aftershocks.
we, we
Aftershocks were bigger than that.
we were in the Ridge one,
Hmm.
and that was pretty big. It was,
6.7.
it was almost 7. Yeah, and we landed at LAX, and one of the runways had it went through the entire runway, so it has this giant like holes going through,
Hmm.
tearing it apart, like, and so they had to only use like one runway or something, and I'm like, I think we lost our minds. Why am I here? And then
I
we
was
felt
right the same day with you.
we felt the aftershocks,
A
and
lot.
my brother Mitch, he was in the valley, not far from Northridge. It was closer to the valley than it was to
His fish
LA.
tank got,
He has a 100-gallon fish tank that just the force took the whole thing out, and
yeah.
and all the books and instruments, everything went down. He had
Boom.
some water damage from the fish tank, and
Hmm.
it was not fun. We were trying to help him clean up a bit. It was.
Well, I was in the 94 earthquake. I lived here, and I lived in the valley up in the hills,
Like
and
for sure.
like about
Totally.
like maybe like 50 yards away from me, the houses slid down the hill. Mine
Yeah,
was
yeah.
pretty good.
Oh God,
They're
great.
totally destroyed.
Yeah.
Well, I was in the valley. We were near Studio City, and
Yes, we were.
you just you drove, on the road, and you'd see a house that was up, and then
Hmm.
a house that was red tape right
Yeah.
next door, and then a house that was up, and then one of the houses was like an apartment complex with a balcony,
Yes.
and somebody put on it, "The Fat Lady Has Sung." I'll never. I have a picture. I took a picture, but it was so intermittent and so like
It
You know,
depended
just
where the ground was in
And it
the
depends on the fault.
the foundation and everything
fault
of the
line. Yeah,
homes.
Well,
it's
if you're familiar with the valley, I don't know whether you are, because I live
Yes,
right
I am.
by the past roads, Coldwater Canyon,
yeah, Laurel, Coldwater.
Laurel Canyon,
Roy, I,
Coldwater, Beverly Glen.
Mm-hmm.
You go up sometimes on the side of the hill if you're driving Beverly Glen. You look on the side of the mountains and their homes. It's
On
where
stilts.
the balcony
stilts.
is
Hmm.
basically built on stilts into the
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
mountain.
they are.
And they did not receive any damage because they got into the bedrock. That these are, I think that his name is Neutra, who built a series of homes like that. The architect is
Cool.
I
Wow.
forget his first name, but
We
it's
saw a
Neutra.
house slide onto Laurel Canyon during a really bad flooding season one time, and literally the house was on the road. It just literally slid down onto
Well,
Laurel.
That's scary.
It was in the news because we were like we somehow got around it, and the cops were there. We got around it, and then I go, "This is going to be on the news," and sure enough, it was on the
It
news.
was on the
yeah,
news.
I had a friend, an actor, Ron Silver, and he
I know
had
Ron Silver.
he had a
Sounds
house on the
familiar.
side of the hill. I forget what, but there was a landslide. And I was digging his house out. It went right into his living room and kitchen.
Oh my God.
And we were waist high in
Mud
in
and
mud, and I
dirt.
was digging it, and I slipped. So I
Whoa.
Oh
went
no.
under.
Ooh,
And
it's like
when you get
LaBrea
under,
Tar-Pits.
it's hard to get out, stand up. So, but I raised my hand up, and there were three other guys that were working with me. They had to lift me out. I said, "This is it."
Wow, it's almost like quicksand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can go right down. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
there's no way of getting up by yourself because every time you did something, you slipped.
oh, to have.
Ick.
I'm glad. Yeah, I mean, there's natural disasters
Max,
everywhere.
pick yourself up. Thank you.
Dust
It's
yourself off and start all over again.
it's this. It's this. Sparkles. The both dogs are. Bluey is here. Sparkles is on the
I
floor.
just want to know one
She's
main
just so
thing.
happy that
Max,
What's that?
are you all packed?
no, not even
I had
close.
this conversation with her today, and any trip she
Yeah,
goes on, she's never packed. She'll be packed by tomorrow.
I'll be packed by the morning, but I'm not packed yet.
I
I'm trying to take things out. I mean, this show should have been me in the middle room trying to figure out what to
packing.
put into my luggage.
Maybe you should do it. Go to your room and show us your clothes.
Too hot up there. I'm not going. It's it's
You,
okay in my room, but
you
not.
mean you don't have central air?
We went through this conversation. No,
No.
bedroom one, one in my living room, and there's gonna have to be one in the office room now because I can't. If it's gonna be like this summer, there's no
And let's hope that it's not, because I will be the biggest, yeah,
biatch.
biatch.
You
Yeah, the
can say
biggest
bitch
biatch. I
because
can?
bitch is a dog. Yeah.
Okay, good. I'll be the biggest bitch ever.
Why?
And I'm the nicest person you
Yeah.
know.
Why would you really?
Hmm.
Who are you trying to fool? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm
but
nice.
you'll probably go out and play, be 110 degrees outside and you'll be out. Now, where did you go, Paul? Oh, I played
Oh
18
no, she
holes of
ain't
golf.
playing
Oh, no,
18
no, no,
rounds
no,
of
no,
golf.
no, no. I am the
Stop.
first person in this earth that will say anything above 85. No, I won't play golf. I'm playing golf tomorrow, but it's supposed to be in the 70s. And it was
So,
supposed to be raining, and now there's no rain tomorrow.
so now, well, I'll be at the airport. Lucky, lucky me.
Look at
I'm
you.
going to Finland, everybody. I'm gonna see the fins of the fin.
You're gonna be finished.
I only know two words or
They're
phrases.
finished.
I only know two things.
What's
Thank
that?
you. Thank you is Kitos, and you have to say it
Okay.
like that. Kitos,
Quitos.
Yes.
Kitos, Kitos. You have to Kitos,
Quitos.
and
Quitos.
and
Quitos.
hello is moi moi
Moi,
Moi moi.
moi moi
it
Moi
sounds like
moi.
Japanese or
moi moi.
Chinese.
It
Moi,
sounds
moi.
Japanese to me, and it's spelled moi moi. Moi moi. I'm like, okay.
Uh,
So I gotta look at some. If I don't follow my, I was up at like with the dogs. I don't usually get up at 6:30, but I was up at they had to go for some reason. They wanted to go out. They never do that,
Well, they
and I'm like,
want to
what?
go out while it was still cool. They
You
knew the
know,
Oh,
sun was
it's
coming up.
cooling down. It's now 89 degrees.
really not me.
It's 89 here. At least that's what my computer says. Who knows? Because my toaster says something else.
Your toaster?
I have the weather and the time and information on my toaster.
Of course, you would.
Well,
It would be hot.
I don't know, but we were talking about, we like to kind of bring up a story that's fun, right? So
Oh, yeah. Tell them about that.
here's a fun story. Two bears escape wildlife park enclosure and
Oh,
devour
no.
a 7-day supply of honey and then fall asleep. You got 94
Yeah.
in
So my computer's wrong.
in Hamburg. So this was in the UK wildlife park, and they escaped from that enclosure and ate all the food. They knew where the food was. Oh, you know what the name of the bears are?
What?
Mish and Lucy. Lucy,
Mish.
Mish.
Lucy.
Call me Mish
Mish.
now.
I'm Lucy.
You're Lucy. I'm Mish.
Hey, Mish.
Hi, Lucy.
Hello, Mish.
They're both
Moi, moi.
moi moi. Quitos. Um,
Kitos.
Quitos. Mish. Me. I don't know. I like me.
Mish.
I like it's Mish, but I like Mish better. And Lucy are 4 years old, and they got out as I said. They made a beeline for their food store. For their food store, they know where they store the food, where they scoff snacks, including the 7-day supply of honey. The park video released Lucy devouring food and looking very pleased with herself.
It's
The
me.
bears pose no threat to the public at any point, although visitors on the site were escorted to a secure building as a precaution. You know what, the bears, you never know what they might do.
The Bears.
Um, so they monitored the bears with they have continuous monitoring, and they returned, and the keepers saw them that promptly fell asleep after eating all the honey.
Yeah.
So, so these two bears like got out for a little into their enclosure, and they went food shopping, and then
Yeah.
they ate all the honey, and they
Yeah.
fell asleep.
I fall asleep when I eat all the honey.
Yeah,
It's the best thing. It's
Yeah.
healthy for you. It's better than regular sugar, and
I use
I
honey.
recommend it.
I need to get
I
some
use honey
some
for yogurt
the local.
and
The more
apples.
local you get, the better the honey. Uh,
That's why, and it's better for your allergies, for
right,
your
right.
system.
But, but,
So,
I
but
buy all local honey by me.
but what do you
yeah,
By
do in the heat? Getting back to the heat. What do you do in the
okay,
heat?
I do absolutely nothing.
nothing.
I do
Nothing.
nothing.
Well, I
I,
mean,
I found like when my kids were young, I discovered the ice rink where they used to go ice skating
indoor,
Oh, okay.
indoors.
Oh,
right?
okay, they have one
Then
by me.
when
It's a
it
good
got to be
idea.
like 100 degrees or so, or in the 90s, we take them ice skating.
There you go.
And the place you had to wear a jacket
Well,
Oh,
there
nice.
because it was so cold. It
yeah.
could be
Well,
100
Ooh,
outside, but it was like 50 degrees inside.
well, they have ice skating rinks in different places. That's always a good idea, an
they
alternative to,
have one by me, but I haven't been
no,
on ice skates in
You
years.
don't have to just sit down and watch.
I don't think going to a pool when it's 100 degrees is a wise choice.
No.
I
No,
think
I don't.
you're in the blaring sun, even the beach. It's dangerous. I mean,
Well,
between the
and you
Well,
have
we
hours,
the
used to
like,
do it.
well, we're idiots.
and you have the reflection of the
But it wasn't
sun.
100 degrees. I mean,
No,
there were some days, we had some 90s or heat waves in the
I
90s.
never remembered 100
I never
degrees.
remember 100 degrees. It's
Now,
just,
well, you're from where I am, in Brooklyn and
Yes.
Coney Island and Brighton Beach,
right.
and we're
Do you
right on
remember
the
100?
ocean.
Do you remember 100 degrees, Malcolm?
No,
No, me either.
90s, maybe three times a
and we
season.
didn't have any air
Heat
conditioning in
wave.
it. When I grew up, we didn't have air conditioning in the house.
I was the first on our block. We had air conditioning, and my parents really
Yes.
And
My
all
father put the wiring in for your house.
and we all slept in that room. We had like cots for the kids.
Yeah.
We put them in. So we all slept in the same room, but we were cool.
Well, I lived
And
in an
then you
apartment
got
house.
your own.
Our air conditioned
Actually,
room is you open up the window, you went out in the fire escape.
what did that
Yeah.
even do?
No,
Yeah, the fire escape.
my air conditioning was a bucket with ice and a fan blowing on it.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's my air
But there
conditioning.
was,
Like,
but it was maybe 2 or 3 days out of the whole summer or the whole year that
That
you
was
really
bad.
needed that.
Yeah.
yeah, I
Otherwise
remember
you open the windows.
Yeah.
we used it when it was really in the 90s, and so we had the air conditioner. We were the first to have a color TV also.
Yes, you were. I love
And
that.
so some of our neighbors would look in and come in, to watch the magic, Disney, the
Yep.
world with the carousel of color and
Color.
Tinkerbell and
Wonderful, wonderful color.
and I used to like be enamored watching it in color after having watched it in black and
Black
white.
and white.
And it was like, wow, this is like
I didn't
crazy.
have a color TV
Wow,
till
color TV.
1975.
Now we
Yeah.
have AI. We're all AI right now. It's not really us.
Well,
Yeah. Well, I remember, well, a friend of mine, I'm still friends with her, Barbara, had the first color TV, and we used to go over there. But speaking about TVs, I was like the second in my apartment house that used to have the TV, and we had a 10-inch RCA.
Hmm.
And am I boring you? We had a
yes, no,
well, I tell you this,
Yes, you are. No,
we
right.
had a 10-inch RCA, and when the like Milton Berle was a big show.
yes.
And what we used to
I was too
do
young.
is people would come over the house with their little beach chairs and they
Okay.
would sit in front of
Oh,
the TV and we had like 10, 15 people a
That's
night looking at the different shows. We could have charged admission fee.
Well, speaking of beach chairs, remember Married with Children, the TV show?
yes.
Yeah.
And the
They would
Bundys
go
from
to
Chicago, they'd go to the
the
supermarket
fruit markets,
and
the
they'd
meat
put beach
section,
chairs. No, they'd go to the
frozen section.
frozen section, frozen food section, and they would all put beach chairs right in front and it would stay there like the whole day. I mean, that always made me laugh.
No
Every
kidding.
time I go, the coldest place to be is in the supermarket. I mean,
Oh, it
you go to
is.
frozen
It's
food.
wonderful.
Yeah, I might take a trip there later. It's
Uh,
pretty comfortable in here now,
I was
actually.
there yesterday.
Yeah, I have to
I
buy
just walked around.
I have to
What's
buy
that?
the dog
Or you
dog.
go to Costco, they are cold.
Yeah,
Yes, they are, but I love going to Costco just to walk around and get the
you have a
free
Costco near
samples.
you?
Yeah, about 40 minutes, a half hour from me in
Yeah,
Wharton,
the
near
closest
Rockaway.
the closest
Or, or,
Costco is
or Trader Joe's is also good.
well, Trader
Yeah,
Joe's.
but there's no Trader Joe's by me.
We have a
Mwah,
Trader Joe's.
mwah.
Yeah, Trader Joe's is my favorite actually, but Costco's pretty good. There's one in not Young, maybe it's Yonkers, I don't know, but it's very popular, and it was supposed to open one closer to me, but it kind of fell through. I don't know what happened, so everyone was disappointed that
But
it
by the
wasn't.
way, if you have like teenagers or people in their early 20s, even 30s or 40s who are looking for work, don't have a particular career, working for Costco or Trader Joe's is a great profession. They treat their people well. I know people, and they earn some good money.
All
And they
And
right.
get and they
and,
get
and
medical care too.
yeah, they get medical care
Insurance.
and they get promotions, from
They get better wages
yeah,
by
and then they
far than
became like
anywhere else.
assistant managers and managers, and some of them are making six figures, which I don't know whether is good or bad in today's market. But for me, six figures is a nice salary.
Yeah,
Well, not and living in New York with the six figure,
it's
just like
okay. Just
you,
making it.
you kind of just being able to afford, you know, some sort of
Groceries.
apartment,
Are
some
you talking New
groceries,
York City or Manhattan?
you know.
Both
And
or both.
that
Any of the boroughs. Boroughs you
Brooklyn
can't
is
live in.
ridiculous. Dumbo, I mean, 20 plus years ago, or 25 years ago, you'd have chalk outlines of, dead people.
Dead bodies, yeah.
Right.
And the same thing with
Now
Williamsburg.
right, and now they built all these like new apartments and
Mm-hmm.
whatever. It's $5,000 for a one bedroom or 5 to 6 for a 2 bedroom. It's crazy in Dumbo and in
I
Williamsburg.
know Donna and Kenny's son just got married down by Dumbo, and it's
Where?
beautiful. I don't know. I just saw it
Okay.
on pictures they
For
sent me.
those unfamiliar with it, where's
Beautiful.
Dumbo?
Down
Down.
under the Manhattan
Oh,
Bridge
okay.
overpass.
Yes. And I did the radio show there for a number of years on
Yes, you
12th
did.
Street. And I used to go to Brooklyn Bridge Park, and then I used to go over to Brooklyn Roasters, and they all knew me. It was like really funny. Hey Max, what's on the show today? Who do you got?
Eh,
Start asking me questions. It was really funny. What are you having today? What do you want? Usual stuff or whatever. And I'm like, and then you just go out to Brooklyn Bridge Park and you look at the water, you see the Manhattan Bridge and the Brooklyn Bridge. And I mean, it was just
it's beautiful.
I mean, I would get there, I'd try to get there minimally an hour and a half earlier so I can go to Brooklyn Roasters and go to the park and just chill for a little bit and then go in and do this show. But that was B-Box Radio, by the way. Go ahead.
But I love looking out my windows. I just love in the city in the summertime because it's just beautiful. It's fun. And you see all these weird tourists and you can make fun of them.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of tourists don't want to be coming in there. They're afraid.
Oh, well,
They're afraid
for
that
the last,
they're afraid they're gonna.
You shouldn't be afraid. I'm sorry. It's all fake news. Do not be afraid.
that sounds
It's New
familiar.
Yorkers. No, but New York, this is the true thing. They're the other people, whoever they are, are
Uh,
giving false information.
Well,
yeah,
that's
well,
like,
there's people that go online and they take pictures of like Bryant Park, Brooklyn Bridge Park, and they go, "Oh, look at all the riots, look at all the problems," and everyone's on a picnic and they're strolling and they're having a
Yeah,
great time, and it's like, what are you thinking? There's
that's
it's like LA. LA is huge. LA is huge. And
there's
you have a
different
giant,
sections.
yeah, this is LA. And then they have a tiny little spot where the Federal Plaza is, where they had some problems. And then they had, where was in downtown, where were they having the problems? Because they did loot. There was a looting incident. But by and large, no one's
You
even
don't
going
have to
there.
tell them how to loot. They're looting the wrong way. They're going after the small businesses. I'd be in Bloomingdale's or Saks. That's what I would do. Why are you going to little stores? Leave those nice people alone.
Well,
Kind of
I know friends of mine,
no looting.
couple of friends of mine came back. They were in Europe, because I'm saying, yeah, I'm a little nervous going abroad. They said, don't worry. As soon as you say you're from New York, you're from the U.S., they go over and they go, oh, we're here. No worries. Have a cup of coffee. I mean, they they try to like soothe you. It's going like, we
well,
know what you
my
know. We
condolences.
know. We feel for you, kind of thing.
You
Instead of
know,
like, so
the
I don't know.
city, there's 1% of the city that could, or 1% of, there is nothing else. It's if you, I'm just getting so frustrated. We're getting a bad rap, New York City. It's a
Yeah.
terrible thing. It's such a terrible thing. You should only know.
That's a
Like
terrible.
it's the greatest city to
So,
me still in the
yeah,
world. I mean, I haven't been to I've been to a number of major cities in the world, and they're beautiful. They
yes.
have their own thing. But when I get back to New York, I'm home. There's something about New York that just is not is unlike
Yeah.
like anywhere. And
Well, there's certain parts. I lived in Manhattan for the last 6 years. I lived in New York, and
Hey, everyone.
on 90th and
Say
Central
hi to
Campus.
Dennis.
hey,
Hi,
Dan,
Dennis.
Hello, guys.
what's up? You
Not
cold?
much.
You you
Not
you
What's
much.
up with you guys?
you look cold.
We're just talking
He
about
is
the hot
cold.
weather.
I freeze in
Hold
and
on.
out.
Did you just say I look old?
Yes.
Oh,
Not old, cold.
Oh,
oh, you're
how's
cold.
your
You look like you were
podcast
Doing
cold,
going?
good.
not
Yeah.
He
old.
is cold. No, he is old and cold.
He's old. He's not old. Anyway, did you hear that?
Max, we
I
love
said you're
you.
not old.
And that, Malcolm.
Of course I do.
Yeah. As a matter of fact,
He's the brains of the operation.
Dennis, we want to do a show with you. We
Somebody
want
has
you
to
as
have the
part of the
brains.
show. I
I would love
I
to.
need some male energy.
Right.
Oh, they.
I feel like sometimes I can't control these two ladies.
Oh,
No,
he's
you
known
can't.
that for years. Woo!
He knows. Dennis knows. He
You, you,
can't control us.
You
and
guys are the best.
when we were in the city, they would like, like
Dennis,
When he's
how
in
many
trouble,
years?
he just goes, "Where's Max? Where's Rusty?"
How many years of therapy did you have to do in order to accept both of them, especially together?
uh,
Oh,
Well, whoa, 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 whoa.
where,
You're
where,
talking about Lucy and Ethel?
yes.
I mean, you need more than a couple years.
We're talking decades now, baby. We're talking
So what are
decades.
you guys working on tonight?
we're
Man,
almost done. We're
We're
talking
almost
about the
finished.
weather
We were talking
Okay.
about the heat and then we were
and
talking
how
about
I think it's horrible.
yeah, she was trying to she couldn't curse. You can't curse, see? But you can
No,
say
that's
bitch.
not my wife. No, 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 no.
but
You
anyway, guys, I hate to say this, and Dennis, you have to come over
Stay here.
more often
Then
because our show is over.
yeah, we're
next
done.
time you have to hear him. He has some really good stories one day. Maybe we'll have Les and Dennis on at the same
Oh
Oh my
God.
time.
God!
No, we'll kill each other.
Oh, I'm
But
not sure. I'm not sure about that, but
we're gonna be we're not
Yeah.
doing a show next week, are we?
No,
well, I'm gonna be next week at this time.
and it's 4th of July weekend.
I will be in Italy.
We'll be
So
in Vegas. Oh, we have to give you the euro.
Well,
I got yours.
you got it.
I went to the bank and I
You
got
went to the bank.
went
Oh,
to,
say hello to Dennis and finish.
One question.
What?
What did you pay for the euros?
I don't know why.
120, 121?
Oh, um, I don't think it was 120. It was couple of weeks ago. I'm not really sure. I didn't pay attention because I didn't care. I didn't take that much out. I mean, I only took like 200 or
I don't
something.
know,
Yeah,
I don't
just
know
for
why people get
incidental
exchange it because
Just for incidentals or for
they take
like
credit
cabs and
cards.
taxi
stuff.
from the
Can't they
airport.
take credit cards?
They
Yes, they
do it,
do. You
but
want to use credit cards most of the time.
yeah, I
You get
always
an
use
even
credit cards.
amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
So,
they give you the exchange rate the day of the purchase.
Well, you
right.
get 10% when you buy,
So
and if you sell
what
whatever
is
you
it?
don't use,
What is it now? I
it's
don't know.
116.
Yeah.
116.
So then at 10%, we took
He's a math
another
genius.
16.
That's what his
16.
business was, finance
That's right.
and
No,
currency and
commodities.
coffee.
Good.
Commodities,
Dennis,
yeah. Well,
I
money
need
is
you.
commodity.
Well,
Really?
no matter what, you
Oh,
guys have a wonderful
No.
weekend.
all right. Well,
We're gonna
I
take
will
the
I
car
will
down to be washed.
I will
Actually, I won't see you guys till after July 4th.
Yes, after July 4th, the weekend
yeah,
after, week
I'm
Wednesday
trying to
after.
get an
Next week is
Easter
July
card
4th.
on my phone,
Are
but
we
it's
gonna have the big one?
not working.
What?
Bastille Day, my
Oh,
birthday.
yeah,
That's when I get the
Bastille
Bastille
extra
Day.
Day.
one.
Yes. Yes, his
I'm gonna
July
have to
birthday.
see
14th.
you on Bastille Day. So
Yes.
da da
All
da da
right, guys.
da
Max, we love
da
you.
Have a
da.
wonderful vacation.
But both of
And
you
number
have a good
one,
trips wherever you go.
forget about the screw top. We're gonna get some good wine.
If you will open it, then it's fine. I think
That's
I need
fun. I'll open it.
I'll need a
Done.
bartender.
Done.
By the bon appetit, I
Oh,
understand what you're doing for dinner on this weekend.
What are we
you're
doing for
doing
dinner?
you're having
Oh,
the
Oh, that's
cannabis
Wednesday,
oh,
dinner.
oh,
Yes.
Friday, cannabis
Friday,
dinner.
the
Yes.
cannabis dinner.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Well,
And I'm
Anyway,
ready to, we're done.
we're
I
done.
think so.
Peace
Whatever
out,
you do next
everyone.
weekend, have a great time. I'll see you guys in
You
2 weeks.
too. I'll see
Moi
you in
moi.
2 weeks
Look,
after 4th.
Bye.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
Moi moi.
Moi,
Moi,
moi.
moi. Moi, moi.
Arrivederci.
It's
Ciao.
going oink oink.
Moo moo.
Bye.